Listen to this episode if you are hearing a ton about AI and you are interested in what the impacts of it might be on you and your business. How should you be utilizing it? Is it good? Is it bad? What really are the implications of AI? This is something I feel like I have been having this conversation everywhere I go. We were at a baseball game and I was talking to my fiance's uncle. I talked to my friends about it, my clients about it, my dad about it. Whoever it might be, I feel like AI is the hottest topic currently. It seems like the last 3 to 6 months, the advancements within AI has been incredible between the advancements that have been happening over the last 5 to 10 years. AI is one of those softwares that is not going anywhere. It is no longer if or when AI is here. It is how are you integrating AI is the conversation that people are having. So today, I really want to dive into this topic with you, all about AI, my raw and real and kind of just like unfiltered opinion conversation that I am having with people of how it will impact and how I see it impacting businesses, people, and really in general. Now, I could talk about this for hours, and I have talked about it for hours. However, today I'm going to really condense it down into kind of some major takeaways, some of the big downfalls that I see of AI, the areas that I wouldn't use it, and the areas that I am using AI every single day. And I am using AI every single day. So without further ado, let's dive in to this topic all about how AI is going to impact your business, how do you use it, how to not use it, and all of the details. First, I just want to take 10 quick seconds if you're new here to welcome you and say hello. My name is Madison Page. I am a business growth specialist and I help small businesses turn into brands so you can stand out and sell out your products online. And we're really diving into this topic today. Before we do that, make sure that you are subscribed to the podcast. We put out new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. There's 350 plus episodes out there that you can go back and binge, all about business strategies, mindset tips, founder spotlight series, all sorts of different types of episodes that you can go back and listen to. And it absolutely helps me. It helps this podcast get out to more people, as well as it helps you not have to search around. So it makes sense. Click there, click the follow, click the subscribe wherever you're watching, and you will get more conversations just like this. Like I said, today's episode, I want it to be unfiltered. I have a couple of notes just to make sure that I hit the key touch points, but I don't have like a script in front of me. This isn't something that I really want to overly script out because I do want it to be kind of like this conversational piece. I want it to feel unfiltered for you. And this is a really important topic right now. I utilize AI pretty much every day, whether it's my personal life, my business life, and I'm telling my clients to utilize it as well. However, I am well aware of its shortcomings. I am well aware of the things that it's not quite great at yet. And I just want to say that some of the things that I'm saying right now might change. AI is changing every single day. It's advancing every single day. Every search that somebody puts into AI is actually improving AI. And so we have to understand that AI has now become this massive umbrella topic. It is also something that it might change over time. So what I say today is a downfall and that isn't working might change in a week or two. But I really want you to know at this point in time, it is June 11th of 2025 that I'm recording this. At this point in time, these are the current standings of AI. First things first, like I have already said, this is not if or when it's here. It's here. Like it is happening. It is almost to the point of being necessary in many different industries. No matter who I talk to, whether they work a 9 to 5, whether they're in furniture or aerospace or retail or, whatever it might be, people are talking about AI. And it is a very important topic because really it's going to change the way that everybody relates and how we relate to business, how we relate to working, how we relate to the economy. If you really start diving deep into it, it could become pretty dystopian feeling very quickly. And I've listened to like hours and hours of podcasts from, category leaders, industry people out there that are really talking about how they really see AI working for us. And There are people on a side that says that it's literally going to destroy our economy and how people are making money, and that, like, our country is going to have to pay us a certain baseline salary just for existing within the country because we aren't going to be able to have money, but they know we need money in order to buy things and to keep, companies alive. And there's also people that are saying not much is going to change and it's just going to advance and enhance the way that we can work and how, like, quickly that can happen, and how it really, like, it's just really going to enhance the way that we all work somehow. And I'm sure with anything, it's somewhere in between those two pieces of where it's going to end up. Now, I am in the boat of, I really believe that this is going to bring people forward that really are going to be the resourceful ones, the first adopters, the people that are not afraid to take on this new technology, take on these new tools, these new softwares that can really help you propel yourself forward. The people that are waiting to integrate AI are just not reaping the benefits of the resourcefulness, of the productivity that you can have, of the efficiency that you really can have with a lot of tasks. I have put AI into a lot of different areas in my business. My podcast, the podcast you're listening to right now, has gone through an AI software. It went through an AI software. I have it cut out some ums, some pauses, some likes, some different things of that nature. I also have it chop it up into small little clips, but I do still have somebody that helps me in the editing, making sure there's still a human touch to it, in writing the captions, in writing those different pieces. So it has touched this podcast. It touches some of my messages, some of my clients. It touches a variety of different pieces in my business. Where I utilize AI is making myself more resourceful, making myself more efficient, doing more admin tasks that I don't actually have to do, that don't actually need any level of creativity in order to do it. And I have it doing a lot of those, like, mundane, monotonous tasks for me, whether it's an automation, connecting a couple softwares, sending a message from this software to that software so it knows how to utilize things. What AI is going to do is it's going to separate the people that are resourceful and able to utilize it and understand how to prompt it and understand how to use it. And it's going to separate them from the people that are resistant to it. It's going to separate them from the people that are saying, it's scary, I can't do it. And I know that there's downfalls, and I know that there's shortcomings from an environmental standpoint. I know from, like, an art, like, moral standpoint, there's a lot of issues there as well, but there's ways that we can still use it that is making sure that we can be more effective. Now, if we go back, and I was too young to remember this, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it, is when the internet was coming to life, when the internet was coming to be, a lot of people were having a very similar conversation around the internet. I've heard a lot of people say, people were thinking the world was ending, the robots are going to be here. And I think we're getting closer and closer to what they were talking about when the internet was here. But the internet posed its own risks. It had its own regulatory system, and everything has now kind of evened out. The more the internet is around, it has made us way more efficient, way more effective, and way more resourceful as as an industry, as a society. Like, the way that we can communicate with people, it has completely revolutionized the way that everything works. However, it doesn't mean that it's like this crazy dystopian world. Now, of course, whatever, we could talk about this, we could get very Black Mirror with it, but we don't need to get that philosophical. And so it is going to revolutionize the way people work. However, I do think it's going to be similar to how AI is going to impact us. It's going to impact us in the ways that if you are somebody that is able to really learn how it can benefit you, it's going to help you propel you further based on the people that aren't using it. But I also think that it's going to be important to understand where we can use it and where we shouldn't use it, because I do believe there are going to be people that overuse AI to the point of their business losing a lot of the human touch, losing a lot of that community driving area, losing a lot of pieces that actually make their personalized business, make their business feel like a community. And I think a lot of people are going to overuse AI to the point of a lot of things feeling just like stale, stagnant, and robotic. And this brings me to the first major downfall of AI, is that it cannot create, it cannot innovate, and it cannot humanize something. What AI does is it aggregates all of the data out there. And when you say, write me an Instagram post all about this topic, it is basically taking how other people have talked about this topic, how articles have written about this topic, how, other Instagram posts out there have written about this topic, and it's making yours some sort of iteration of it. So pretty soon, everybody is going to sound similar. This is why things sound so cheesy when you write them into AI, is because they're just trying to take like the most aggregate data of everybody and putting it together to try to make it sound unique. But AI cannot be unique. It cannot be creative. It cannot innovate something new. And so in any of these areas that you are using it to try to create, to write full blog posts, to write full captions, to come up with exact content calendars and marketing plans, all it's doing is regurgitating marketing plans from other people, which means it's going to create a whole other level of groupthink where, there's going to be a lot of people that are doing the exact same thing. I have already seen this. I don't know if you feel on Instagram right now, every reel I see, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just feel like I've seen every single thing 100 times. I feel like I've seen the trending audio with this aesthetic video over it with like a line of text that just doesn't really, push any buttons. It's just all the exact same. This is because a lot of people are utilizing AI for hooks. They're utilizing AI for captions. They're utilizing AI for their marketing plan. So everything is just feeling very similar. And that's what's going to happen the more and more people use AI, is because it cannot create, it cannot be different, because it's utilizing like the average of what everybody else is doing. And so in some of these areas in your business that we are trying to stand out in creating a brand, in creating marketing, in creating copy, in creating emails, like we are trying to separate you from everybody else. We are trying to make you feel different than everybody else. And so in those areas, we cannot use AI and think that it's actually going to help us achieve that result. So how I really look at it is I'm using AI for the areas that are more strategic, that are more, SEO driven. They're more factual as opposed to creative. I might use AI to come up with some ideas, or saying, hey, as an industry leader within this company, doing some competitive analysis, doing keyword research, doing SEO, doing some of these more like higher level things that are more factual than they are feeling. If they are feeling or emotional or trying to be creative or unique or different, though, that's a shortcoming of AI. It's just like hiring. We need to know where the people we are hiring into our business, what are their strengths and their weaknesses. AI can give us a Instagram caption, just like that random hire that you have doing your finances could write you an Instagram caption. That doesn't mean that it's going to be optimized. It doesn't mean it is going to be good. So where you are quote unquote hiring AI in your business, we have to understand that the strength of AI are the data-driven decisions, the things where you can say, hey, based on my industry, I am creating a clothing line for teenagers. Where do you feel that there are white spaces? Where do you feel that we can make this change or that change or this other change? Where, who are the industry leaders and what are they doing really well? What are they doing that is really helping them move the needle? Those are pieces that you can, sure, some of those pieces are factual. What are the keywords I should use to try to rank? What are some of the highlighted pieces in their X, Y, and Z? Or, all of these other pieces that seem to be a little bit more data driven. You can upload reports to it and say, hey, what are the gaps based on industry standards within my industry in this data report? And it can spit some of that data out because it's seen a lot of data. It sees a lot of keywords. It has a lot of those factual information at its fingertips. Whereas if you are to ask it, write me an Instagram post about X, Y, and Z, it's just going to sound like everybody else's Instagram post about those things. If you were to say, write me a blog post about this thing, it's just going to sound like everybody else talking about this topic. It's not going to have your touch to it. And I don't know about you, but I can tell within seconds of reading something if it's generated with AI or if a human actually made it. And I have started to say this to my clients, and they send me content and I say, how much of this was written with AI? Because I can tell that you used AI from it. And a lot of times we go back back and we add human touches to it. It's a good place to brainstorm, to ideate, to give it examples, or, you can utilize it to say, these are a lot of my ideas. Can you condense my ideas into like a cohesive process? But we don't want it to do the exact creation of things, because again, it cannot be unique. It cannot innovate. It cannot make changes. So that is one of the major downfalls. And in anywhere that we are, hiring, quote unquote, or investing or trying to like fill gaps within our processes, we have to see what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses. We do this with softwares. We do this with anything. The next one really is looking at how it's going to impact certain brands. And I've already kind of touched on it. And I think it's really going to push us as a brand, as a business, to actually lean more into the human, because so many things are going to become automated. Like you go to McDonald's and you're going to order at a screen as opposed to with a person. You are going to have chat bots on everybody's website and as customer service, as opposed to actually talking to a person. You are going to send DMs to a business on Instagram, and it's going to be an automated response from an AI chatbot. When you send emails, whatever. So many touch points that we used to have touch points with humans are now going to be robots or AI. And whether we feel it or not, that's going to take a toll on us as humans. We are created to, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, we're created to be social creatures. We need human connection. Look at how so many things changed when we all were in quarantine. People were striving for Zoom meetings and communities and joining Facebook groups like never before. We started these online communities were popping off because people just wanted to connect with people, and we were shut off from that. It's going to be similar in AI, but it's not anything that has an end to it. It's just going to keep on developing into more and more and more becoming robotic. And you might have already felt this way. So how this is going to change business is it's going to really force us to need more of this community focused approach. We need more of this humanized approach to business. The businesses that still maintain that human first connection, people are going to be drawn to it, whether they are conscious of that decision or not, because humans connect with humans. Humans don't connect with robots, at least yet. It will push us to be more human, and it's only going to push community to be more and more important. I have been preaching community for nearly a decade at this point for business owners. I have been preaching this community building for people to really dive deeper into how can we create this highly engaged audience of really connected people. How can I create this really engaged audience of people that love what your business stands for? Maybe you're going to need more of a face behind your brand, because people are going to it's going to challenge us to have more people first approach. It's going to challenge us to have elements of our brand that hasn't removed people from it, because people are going to, we've already seen it. Duolingo came out and said that their marketing is going to be almost all AI generated. They saw a lot of backlash for it, but people are resistant to this AI. I do think there's also a major element, even if you're a millennial or a Gen Z, like I don't really know how much I love the idea of AI taking over my TV shows. And, they're saying that like movies might go away because so many movies are just going to be AI generated. That doesn't sit well with me as a person, but as a business owner, we have to understand that the consumers feel that way, and that we have to still have some human touch to what we're doing. And so where I really recommend here, and some major takeaways, we'll kind of dive into it now, is we can use it to be resourceful. We can use it to be productive. We can use it to streamline processes. We can use it to do things that used to take us too long. And now it can kind of aggregate data for us. It can analyze things for us, but it has to be utilized in the areas to streamline, to optimize, and to it can only do so much. It can only tell you what's already out there. It just can't innovate. It just can't look and adapt based on your goals in a lot of ways. It can't say, this is something that's completely unique and completely innovative, because if you're doing something innovative and unique, it's just trying to find other context out there and try to apply it to you. And it's utilizing your information to then give ideas to other people, but it's also it's just kind of muddying the waters of making everything sound the same. So again, looking at that, I like to ask the question, is this something that is fact-based or feeling or creative-based? If it's fact-based, I use AI for it. If it's feeling or creative-based, I think it still needs that human touch. We still need to be able to have that human touch, because again, I can tell within a touch point of seeing if you are utilizing AI for your information. I use it to edit photos. I'll use it to edit videos. Sure, those are little bits and pieces that we really need it for, but you will not be able to replace you and I sitting down and having this conversation of, hey, okay, you really want your clothing line, if we're going to go on that example, your clothing line to really, have this, if it's a teen based clothing line, to fill this gap within the market, let's come up with some really unique messaging. Let's come up with some really unique ways of identifying where your gaps are falling off within your website and finding the unique ways to stand out within that, creating, messaging, slogans, copy, content calendars. Those are things that AI cannot really do. They cannot replace the human brainstorming, because brainstorming comes within, like, innovation comes with brainstorming, unique ideas comes with brainstorming. You can't really brainstorm with AI because it's just utilizing what everybody else is doing and aggregating that out there. So use it to make yourself resourceful and productive. Use specific softwares is also something that I really want to touch on. Is many people just use ChatGPT, but there are a lot of very specific softwares out there that help you with certain, SEO research, helps you with maybe proofreading. Like, there's different softwares that are better at different things that are completely, it's kind of like the jack of all trades is ChatGPT, but like the master of specific, like very hyper specific problems is more individual softwares. I do have an episode that I recorded over the summertime that's all about AI. You can search on my podcast that just says AI, and I'm sure it'll pop up. I have a few, but of the very specific softwares that I have tried, that I have recommended some of my clients use, and I think are really, really great. But use specific softwares for specific things. Know when to use AI, like, more jack of all trades, kind of the assistance versus the hyper specific softwares. The next one is don't be resistant to it. I understand that there are, moral, environmental, and other kind of issues that come with AI. I'm not saying that I don't see that. However, the people that are resistant to it are also going to be the ones that are kind of left in the dust here. There are so many people that are utilizing AI to really advance the way that they utilize things, the way that they operate their business. And the people that are resistant to it are going to you're just missing out on the extra productivity, efficiency, resourcefulness that you really could be having with some of these places. The next one is understanding the shortcomings, understanding you still need a human touch within your business. Understand that it cannot create, it cannot innovate. You really do need to still have brainstorming sessions with people. If your ChatGPT content calendar is not working for you right now, what makes you think it will work for you in the next couple of weeks to months? If your reels are not working well because the hooks just sound like absolutely everybody else, that is not going to change. What has changed, and I've seen it with a lot of my clients already, is my clients that have really not only adapted AI for the areas that work for them, but they've also adapted more creativity within their content are the ones that are winning right now. The ones that are not utilizing AI for their marketing are the ones that are still seeing results. There's a lot of people talking about reach right now. And honestly, I think reach is down for a lot of reasons, but a major reason is because so many people are utilizing AI and every single bit of content sounds the exact same on Instagram, especially right now. And so we have to really look at this and saying the ones that are standing out, my clients that are still going viral, my clients that are still withstanding reach kind of taking a nosedive are the ones that are being unique, being creative in their own mind, knowing that AI does not replace your creativity. It can't replace your creativity. And if you just utilize AI for everything, you're taking away that human touch, the standout piece, and the uniqueness behind your brand. And that is a tragedy in business. Business needs to be unique in certain areas. Your business, in order to stand out, you need to do different things than everybody else. If you're just doing what everybody else is doing, you're just going to blend in. So if you're trying to stand out, you're trying to disrupt, we have to find unique ways to do that. And that comes from brain to brain, human to human conversation. And that is something that will never go away. And last but not least, we really have to focus on community. We really have to focus on that human touch, having a humanized factor behind your brand. And the more and more that things that get robotic is the more that you need to lean in to your business, feeling community centered, feeling like a human touch that people can have, because people are going to really, really crave it the deeper and deeper we get into this AI journey as a society. I think I'm really excited about AI. I think it's going to be fascinating what happens in the next 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. It is hard to comprehend where we will be with AI in 5 to 10 years. But we have to understand that it is not going anywhere. And the business owners that adapt it now are going to be the ones that fully understand how to use it. The professionals, like my dad's a financial advisor. I've been telling him, like, that's an industry that a lot of people are thinking is really going to change. I've been telling him the people that adapt AI now into what they're doing and to use it to really benefit them and to use the data that's out there, and to forecast and like really do some of the math for them are the ones that are going to be able to A, get more done in their day, but B, really propel within their industry. So whether you're a professional, whether you are a business owner, whether you are a skilled worker, whatever it might be, there is an area for AI within your industry. It's just how quick you can adopt it and how much you can really look at social media. People that are now just trying to get into social media, how late in the game that they are, how much they missed out on such an opportunity to be growing their business or, whatever for so long. Everyone's like, you're like living in the Stone Ages. Where we're living right now is going to feel like the Stone Ages in 5 to 10 to 15 years, because the people that don't adapt and don't grow to having AI within their business are going to be left in the dust. There are a lot of pieces of business that are not yet able to be brought down into the AI world, because again, it cannot create, it cannot innovate, it cannot replace somebody sitting down and coming up with a very unique messaging piece. It can give you ideas, but we have to adjust it from there. My clients that come to me telling me they're using AI for all of their messaging, all of their copy, in their marketing and their sales processes, I can tell and I can see that that is how it's impacting. And I've seen brands go from fully creating on their own into try to utilizing AI and seeing the change of how that actually impacts the results. And so we still need this human touch. We still need people coming together and coming up with ideas and really getting into the weeds with you. But understanding AI is wonderful in the statistics, in the more factual side of business, and helping you research things and helping you look at your industry as a whole and really aggregate data for you, but it's not great at the creative component of it yet. I love this topic. I want to dive into this topic inside of my small business growth community, which is the Small Business Cafe. It is a completely free community where my listeners, just like you, are diving into every single podcast episode deeper and deeper together. You can click the link in the show notes and join. It's completely free. We are also going to be rolling out a monthly free coaching call within here. So if you've ever wanted to ask me a question face to face, you want to feel what it feels like to have some support, you're craving some kind of business support, being able to ask me real questions, join in there, and we are doing a free coaching call every single month in there. There are no strings attached. It's a space for you to get extra support, to get extra resources, to dive deeper into every single small business growth podcast, topic that we're talking about, as well as it's a space for you to connect with other business owners and talk about these topics. If you're not talking about AI with your friends, you need to be in rooms where people are, because the people that are utilizing it and that are really diving deeper into it are the ones that are going to win. I hope this was fascinating for you. Like I said, I just wanted to really give you an update on where I'm feeling with it and how I really feel like it's going to change the business world right now. It's really going to require that humanization point to come through, but it's also going to require more of in-person brainstorming, person-to-person creativity, because too many people are adopting it in the wrong places. I've seen it so many times. Those are not the areas that we want to outsource to AI quite yet. I hope that this was helpful. I love you. I'm rooting for you. I'm in your corner always. Click that link in the show notes and join the Small Business Cafe to join us and discuss this topic today.